As we discussed earlier, by using the different cell lysis method, we are going to lyse the samples, and we got the cell homogenate, which is containing the cell or the tissue debris, which can be removed at the low speed centrifugation or by filtering through the double layer cheesecloth. Apart from that one, it will be having the nucleic acids also, such as DNA and RNA, which can be removed with the help of the action of the DNAs or the RNases. If you are going to add the DNAs and the RNAs, means they are going to clear the DNA and the RNA respectively. Then apart from that, you can add the protamine sulfate. Protamine sulfate, which is a positively charged protein which can bind with these nucleic acids, and further it can be separated. Or else you can add the polyethylene imine, so which is a cationic polymer which can also bind with these nucleic acids, and further it can also be separated. And here in addition, the in case of the bacterial extract, it will be having the carbohydrate capsular gum. It can be removed in the process of the protein precipitation using the ammonium sulfate. So here these are the preliminary purification step that we need to do. So here after all these preliminary step, now we got the a sample which is majorly containing the different kind of the protein. So here now this sample which is having the different kind of proteins, so here now we need to perform the protein isolation. The first step in the protein isolation that we are going to do is with the help of the salting out, which is nothing but the precipitation of the proteins with the help of the ammonium sulfate. This ammonium sulfate, it is extensively used in the precipitation of the proteins. It is the first purification step which is regularly used in the isolation of the proteins. But here this ammonium sulfate, it is having the two roles over here. So here this ammonium sulfate, if you are going to add the low concentration of the ammonium sulfate to the protein sample, means it is going to increase the solubility of the proteins. But if you are going to add the ammonium sulfate higher concentration, means so here it is going to result in the protein precipitation. So that means it is having the two roles over here. So here at the low concentration, the ammonium sulfate increases the solubility of the proteins, but at the higher concentration, it is going to precipitate the proteins. So here the addition of ammonium sulfate at the low concentration, which is going to increases the solubility of the proteins, which is called as the salting in. So here, what is the reason for this salting in, or nothing but the increase in the solubility means? So here the addition of the small amount of ammonium sulfate, what will happen means it is going to decrease the electrostatic interaction between the protein molecules. So here the one protein molecule and the other protein molecules are going to interact one another with the help of the electrostatic interaction also. So here this electrostatic interaction, it is going to be minimized if you are going to add the low concentration of the ammonium sulfate. So here this is called as the salting in. So here salting in refers to the addition of the low concentration of ammonium sulfate or the salts, which is going to increases the solubility of the proteins. So here, but here in this case we are discussing about the salting out. Salting out means, so here if you are going to keep on adding the ammonium sulfate, means it is going to result in the precipitation of the different proteins. So here the different concentration of the ammonium sulfate added to the protein sample results in the precipitation of the different proteins. So here what is the reason for this one? So here if you are going to keep on adding the ammonium sulfate, means what will happen means, so here the proteins in the sample are present in the soluble form. It is because the protein on their surface, they will be having the hydrophilic moieties or the polar groups or the charge groups. With the help of these groups, they are interacting with the water molecule. That's why they are present in the soluble form. For this protein sample, if you are going to add the ammonium sulfate and keep on adding the ammonium sulfate, what will happens means whatever the free in the initial cases, whatever the free water molecules are there, those water molecules now they will be started interacting with the salts and going to solvate the ammonium sulfate which is added. But if you are going to still keep on adding the ammonium sulfate, what will happens means, so here now the free water molecules in the sample, it will become scarce, or the number of free water molecules will become decreases. Now what will happens means, so now the whatever the water molecules are there which are forcefully interacting with the hydrophobic regions in the proteins, now they will be removed, and now those water molecules, now they will be started interacting with the ammonium sulfate. So here due to this, what happens means it is going to result in the exposure of hydrophobic regions in the proteins. So here the hydrophobic patches are the regions on the proteins will be exposed, and here due to which what happens means it is going to result in the aggregation of the proteins, because one protein and the other proteins are going to attack with one another because of their exposed hydrophobic regions. So here, due to the exposed hydrophobic regions, the proteins will be started aggregating over here. So here it is in the higher salt concentration, the one protein and the other proteins. So now they'll be started aggregating. It is because they'll be having the exposed hydrophobic regions, and due to because of this, one protein the other protein will be aggregates because of this at the high salt concentration. So here, due to which the proteins will be started precipitating. So here, as I told you earlier, so here the different protein, it will be precipitates out a different concentration of ammonium sulfate. It is because because it is directly depends on the amount of hydrophobic regions which is present on the protein surface. If any protein is there, if it is having the more amount of hydrophobic regions on the surface means, so here at the less concentration itself, this protein will be precipitates out. And here it is directly dependent on the amount of hydrophobic regions which is present on the surface of the protein. So here the protein precipitation by using the ammonium sulfate, it is directly dependent on the amount of hydrophobic regions which are present on the surface. So here, based on this one, the different protein, they'll be having the different amount of hydrophobic regions, and based on this one, different proteins are going to separate precipitates out at the different ammonium sulfate concentration. So here, by this way, we can able to separate the protein of our interest, and by doing the pilot method, pilot experiment, also we can able to separate the protein of our interest. And here, after the protein precipitation, so here the precipitated protein will be separated out, and now it will be solubilized in the suitable buffer, and it will be solubilized. And here, from this case, so here this the solubilized protein, now it will be having the high amount of the ammonium sulfate. This salt concentration has to be removed from the sample. So here, how it can be removed? It can be removed with the help of the process called as the dialysis. Now what we are going to do is, so here the solubilized protein sample, now it will be placed into the dialysis bag, which is made up of cellulose acetate or the nitrocellulose. So here, these are the dialysis bags. So here, these dialysis bags are made up of the nitrocellulose or the cellulose acetate. Now that the solvated or the solubilized the protein sample, now it is added into these dialysis bag, and it is kept in the suitable buffer. Okay, so this protein sample, now along with the protein, it will be having the high salt concentration. This salt concentration has to be removed from the protein sample. So now it is placed in the suitable buffer. So here, the due to this dialysis bag, it is a semi-permeable membrane which is going to allow only the transport of the small ions or the molecules, not the proteins. And here, due to which what will happen means, inside this bag there is a high salt concentration is there, and here these salt molecules, now they will be started moving out of the dialysis bag, and they are going to enter the buffer. And here, this transport of the ions from the dialysis bag into the buffer, it is going to takes place until it is going to reach the equilibrium. And here, once the equilibrium is reached, so here the transport of the ions across the semi-permeable membrane from the dialysis bag into the buffer will be stops. So here, due to which what will happen means, so here the salt concentration in the protein sample will be decreases, and here by doing so, we are going to remove the excess amount of the salt which is present in the protein sample. Okay.